Hey, Class 1A, this is Captain Yeet, here for you for the My Hero Academia episode review. This is going to be My Hero Academia Season 8, Episode 12, titled More, or you can just also put it in as special episode More, because they have it in the Season 8 lineup, but it is a special episode. So, let's get into it. I'm so happy, boy. They finally confirmed it's dekuxuraraka. I mean, they've been confirmed it with this chapter when it came out, but this is finally animated, so a lot more people are going to see it. Like, come on, baby. I know everybody's happy right now. I can't wait to get to that part of the episode. And they actually announced something today, but we'll get into that later on in the episode. So the episode starts off with Umaraka. Obviously, this is taking place after the last episode. It's been about a month, actually. They do confirm this later on in the episode. It's been 1 month since the last episode, and she's an adult now. She's doing the quirk studies, helping kids out with their quirks, and right now she's asleep. Now she's having a dream. She's in this weird landscape with grass, a big blue sky, and she's kind of confused of where she is. She goes, I have to hurry up and get back to the office so I can do my paperwork. But when she turns around, she sees Toga. As soon as she sees Toga, she wakes up in her office, papers everywhere, and she goes, oh, I'm having the same dream again. And we get the title, More. Then we get the opening. Now, the opening is the exact same song as season 8, but the visuals are different. The visuals this time is Deku throughout all of My Hero walking, then eventually running, and we see his outfit change from like, middle school to high school to all of his different outfits he had, like his hero costume, until eventually he gets into his Deku Iron Might. Well, it's called Iron Deku, right? That's like the official word for his like suit now, Iron Deku. But we see him walking and running, and behind him is a bunch of green tinted visuals of a bunch of iconic moments throughout the whole series. It looks really nice. I like the way it looked. Cause see, this is what it looks like. We can see him running, and we see a bunch of green highlighted like parks like running around him. It looks really nice. So anyway, after the opening, we go over to Umaraka, and it's Umaraka, Suyu, Lemillion, Sun Eater, and Nejire all walk into Umaraka's job because the other heroes are going to help her with the kids. And they also, every time a new hero pops up, well, not a new hero, but a hero that we've seen before, we see a little title card of who they are, their hero name, and their ranking. So as we know, Lemillion, he's the number one hero. Sun Eater, he doesn't have an official ranking. He's a sidekick to well, I think they say he's 18, but I know he's a sidekick to Fat Gum. Nejire's the number 7th hero. Froppy's the 34th hero. Maraka's the 24th hero. And those are all the rankings. Anyway, while they're walking and talking, Maraka's just explaining what they're going to be doing today. They're going to be talking to the kids, helping them out with their quirks to make them feel a lot better. Some of the kids might be a lot nervous because, if there's something going on at home, they might not want to open up to a new adult, but it's going to be somewhat difficult, but it's rewarding to do the type of work that they're doing. And here's a really nice shot of Umaraka. There's so many nice shots in this episode. I just finished watching it. It looks so beautiful, and I'm so happy that this episode is in dub. Like, oh my goodness, because usually the dub will come out like a week or 2 weeks later, but no, like literally last night they said that hey, this episode is coming out in dub along with the sub. I was so happy. I was like, I gotta wait a week to watch this. Would have been and to review it, I would have been so upset. Oh my goodness, I would have been so upset. I would have been spastic. But no, they actually did it simultaneously, which is really good. This is really nice. And there's one thing I do want to mention. Every time, like I said, we see a hero that we know, we see their name and their ranking, and we see an arrow going up or down. And I'm like, huh, does that mean they were down before, but now they're coming up at the current number they're at? Or they are going down at a current number they were at before? I don't know. By the way, after Umaraka's done explaining all of that stuff to them, Sun Eater goes, wow, this seems kind of complicated. But she goes, no, it's not too complicated. We have a lot of people helping us with these kids. He also mentioned that Hawks, he's helping us fund this sort of program, around the world, actually, which is really nice. I mean, yeah, he's still doing the other stuff he was doing at the end of My Hero, but he's also helping fund this, which is really sweet. I like that he's doing it. So after that happens, I do want to show this one last shot before we continue, because the last shot we see is everybody walking together. But after that happens, Sun Eater, he asks Moraka, hey, are you getting enough time for yourself? Because it seems like, this is like 24/7, it seems like this is 24/7 of your life. You don't get to do anything yourself. But before Moraka's able to answer that, all of the kids that they're about to go see instantly see them. And it was kind of funny because Lemillion was kind of worried that the kids weren't going to know him. they know Lemillion. They know everybody. As soon as they see the group, they're like, "Oh my goodness, it's Froppy, it's Lemillion, it's Nextray, it's Sun Eater, it's Uravity." Like everybody starts yelling and screaming that is the heroes that we all know and love, and they're running right to him. And then as soon as they see Lemillion, they tell Lemillion to do the thing, Lemillion. What's the thing? Lemillion does. You have to grab the peaches and grab the this is so funny, yo. So, grab the peaches is when Lemillion jumps into a tree and he uses his what's it, permanation. I forget like the specific word it was called, but he uses his permanation to not warp his body, but he's moving his butt around the tree so fast you can barely see it, and all the kids have to use their quirks and shoot at the tree to try to hit Lemillion, but they can't because he keeps phasing through their attacks and he's moving his butt around so quickly, and all the kids are laughing, trying to shoot him. Ned Gerace is kind of off to the side, like this is kind of awkward. Just seeing Lemillion shake his butt around inside the tree for kids to try to hit it. Like, she's like, yeah, this is. That was pretty funny though. I'm not gonna lie. What made me even laugh even funny, how harder about this part was while while Lemillion is doing this. He, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. While Lemillion is doing this, he's cracking jokes. He specifically goes, "Uh oh, you can't touch me. Come on, you have to try harder than that. You know these peaches are gonna be all mine. I guess you're gonna have to get some of these peaches when I go to market." Okay. He's getting way too into this. He's getting way too into this. Just goofing around with these kids, but see, yeah, he's like, just making his butt go everywhere in the tree, which is supposed to be a funny little joke, but I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of an impressive speed feat. Because I mean, like, that's a huge group of kids that I just showed you guys, and they're all shooting their quirks at the tree, and nobody can hit him, and he's like moving his butt around from the top of the tree to the bottom of the tree to the side of the tree, like so much. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty impressive speed feat. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, there's one kid, he wants to try to shoot Lemillion too, but he gets really, really nervous. So he walks up, then he walks back. He thinks he can't do it. Umaraka notices this, walks over to the kid, and reaches out her hand. The kid touches the hand of Umaraka. She uses her quirk on the kid. He floats up, and he has some sort of lightning quirk because he has like a really big like construction helmet on with a hole in it, and he floats over to the tree and he shoots a lightning bolt out of the helmet and it hits Lemillion. So he's the one that wins the game. And Lemillion says that, wow, nobody's ever been able to actually tag me since that one random robber from last year. Which, I mean, yeah, his quirk, I mean, unless you catch him off guard and you're really good, you're not really going to be touching him. So you're not really going to be touching Lemillion. So the fact that throughout his whole pro hero career, only that one dude from last year was able to tag him, we don't know how, that's pretty good. That's really good. That's pretty good. Anyway, he grabs the kid, they do a pose together. All the other kids are like really hyping that one kid up that was able to touch Lemillion. And she goes, I mean, let's see, Umaraka, she says that the kids are thinking this is just a game, but it's really helping them be more out there and not progressive, but be more out there, talking to people, being nice and using your quirk a lot better and being proud to have your quirk. And she gets to see her friends all the time, and this is her job. So this is a pretty nice gig. So yes, she does have to. So she does have a good amount of time to herself and to do stuff that she likes to do. And she smiles really big and does a peace sign. And then Nejire says, "Wow, Amajiki, she's kind of talking like you." He gets really nervous and he goes, "You know what? I need a hole to hide in. If I can't find a hole, I'll make one." And he starts to dig a hole in the ground. He starts to actually dig a hole in the ground. This joke is ridiculous. What's funny about him digging the hole is that he has like a mole hand, and I'm like, how do you get the mole hand? He ate like a piece of a mole. He has to eat something to get the. He has to eat something to get the abilities. I guess he ate a mole or something. Anyway, we go over to Suyu and Umaraka on the train, and Umaraka told Suyu that she had that dream again about Toga, and she doesn't really know why. At first, she thought that maybe it was because she had a lot of stress in her body. So she went to the doctor. They scanned her brain, and they're like, "No, you seem perfectly fine. Maybe you are having these dreams constantly because of a lack of sleep, but now that doesn't really seem to be the case." Suyu gets really nervous about this as he tells Umaraka that you should see a professional. You shouldn't be taking this so lightly. She says that Umaraka likes to build up a lot of stress in her body and not tell anybody, and that's not good for you. Umaraka goes, "What? I'm fine. I'm telling you, I'm fine. I don't have any stress." Well, obviously, she doesn't really know why she's having these dreams about Toga, but she's telling Suyu that she's fine. She also says that Suyu, the doctor that I went to, is the one that you recommended. So I mean, what's the like? The doctor I went to is the one you recommended. So what are you mad about? Suyu just pouts a little bit, but then Umaraka says that she kind of has a theory on maybe why she's been having these dreams lately. She says that, as you know, back when she had that fight with Toga during the war, she was bleeding out because Toga stabbed her. So Toga had to do a blood transfusion using her own blood, and that's what killed Toga. And so she thought that after Toga died, her blood, I mean Toga's blood that went inside of Umaraka, it just sort of came out of her system naturally over time. But what if it didn't come out of her system? What if her blood is still inside of Umaraka? Well, she doesn't say in the third person, but what if her blood is still inside of her, sort of like One for All with Deku? Obviously, that's not confirmed. That's just a theory, but they're both looking at each other thinking, like, maybe, maybe. And while they're saying this, the train goes under a tunnel, and we get like a reflection of Umaraka's body on the window, but it's Toga's reflection behind her, and then her own reflection will look pretty cool. Then after that, we cut over to Deku, Kirishima, and Bakugo instead of Bakugo's new car. I mean, he has a nice new car, boy. I mean, that boy, he is pimping. That boy is pimping in the car. Anyway, while they're in the car, he's really mad that he had to give Deku a ride to the party because Deku shouldn't really be this busy. Also, we can see they do bring this up one time in this whole scene, but as you can see in the background, Deku's sitting in the back, Kirishima's in the front, and Deku he's like sinking into the seat because for some reason the back seat the cushions are like super squishy and soft to where you can just sink into the back seat like like it's foam for some reason. They don't know why they have seats like that. Even I think after they get out the car, even Kirishima asks them, "Hey, why do you have seats like that?" Like it kind of seems annoying. Anyway, he says that the only reason why he's giving Deku a ride is because Kirishima threatened that he was gonna harden up and put dents in his car and put holes in it. And he goes, "Oh, what's the matter, Dynamite? I didn't think you." I'm sorry, these jokers, they're just so funny. He goes, "What's the matter, Dynamite? I didn't think Dynamite gets scared of threats like that." And it also says that Bakugo, he was the number fourth hero in the world, but with his reputation, well, not reputation, but the way he acts, it brought him down to 15. Deku never, doesn't really have a rank right now because he just started doing hero work recently in the past month. And Kirishima, I think they said he's number 15. Kirishima's number 15 right now. Anyway, Deku says that he kind of did need this ride because oh no no no, Kirishima's number 12. I'm sorry, I just saw the thing pop up. He's number 12. Okay, that's good. That's a lot better. So Deku says he kind of did need this ride a little bit because he has to do the stuff in his class. He has to do paperwork and stuff. He could have got here. He could have got to the place they're going to by himself, but this is really helping him out. Then Kirishima asks Deku if there's any students that he has that could be a good sidekick for him. He goes, "Oh, you want a sidekick?" He goes, "Yeah, maybe." He's been with Fat Gum and Amajiki for a while, but now that he's independent, he can't keep relying on them for so long. We do get this really quick scene of Fat Gum saying that well, no, not Fat Gum saying, but Kirishima says that Fat Gum says there's some things that he has to learn on his own when he goes independent. And then we get a scene of Fat Gum, what he looks like. He doesn't look too much different. His F and the Fat Gum on his outfit does look different though, and he has a piece of his hair sticking out in his fat form. Usually his hair was like completely covered up in his fat form. And Amajiki says that he only wants to help out Fat Gum. That's why he doesn't want to do like a mentorship type of thing or a sidekick or be a solo hero. He just wants to help out Fat Gum. But anyway, she what's his name? Kirishima. Sorry, Kirishima. He said that yeah, he wants to be independent and get a sidekick. And I mean he is independent, but he wants to get a sidekick because of that. People like Ida and Yajirozu, Momo, they went independent a lot earlier than everybody else, so they had a bit more of a jump on things. He's trying to catch up to them and what they're doing. And Deku goes, "Oh wow, man, hey, that's amazing." He did hear he heard that Kaichan had a ton of sidekicks sign up to his agency, but they all left crying. Why? Well, obviously, after seeing that fight of All for One and Bakugo, they thought that he was like, this really stoic guy, basically like an All Might. No, when they met Bakugo, as you know, he starts yelling, he starts, just spazzing out for no reason. They just couldn't take it. So now they met the real Bakugo, and they just they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. I like this one scene when they're making fun of Bakugo for that. Bakugo gets so mad, he activates Cluster. He goes, "Do you guys want to eat pavement?" And you see Cluster popping up all over his body when he gets really mad. That was a cool little scene. Anyway, Bakugo asks Deku, "Is he happy with what he's doing right now? Is he, and also is he gonna stay at UA?" And Deku goes, "Yeah." He got permission to use the suit. Well, he doesn't call it the Deku Might suit, but the Iron Deku suit. But he does say he got permission to use the suit anytime he wants. So he's doing exactly what Aizawa did back in the original series. He did hero work on the side, but he was also a teacher. He's really happy for what he's doing for his students and for the new generation each year. And he's also happy he's able to be a regular hero with everybody else and seeing his friends. Even if he did still have his quirk on for all, he's pretty sure that he'll still become not a hero. He will obviously he will become a hero, but he's pretty sure that he will still become a teacher, even if he did still have his quirk and still do hero work on the side. So yeah, he's really happy for what he's doing right now. And we get this one really nice shot of Deku smiling really big while looking at his hand. Like it was a nice shot of Deku. It looks really good. I like it a lot. Here's the scene right here. It's good, man. Like there's so many good and beautiful shots in this episode. This is so crazy, especially later on. We'll get there. We get there. We're gonna get there, but there's a lot of good shots later on. Anyway, after he says that, Kirishima starts cracking up. I mean, he starts laughing his head off. Why? Because after this, he was going to ask Kacchan, he was going to ask Deku to join his agency, but basically after what Deku just said, that kind of confirmed that yeah, he would have said no. Even Deku does say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just don't have enough time for that right now." And he goes, Virgo obviously knows that after what Deku just said, but Kirishima's cracking up. Now, Bakugo tells Deku that I know this is going to sound weird coming from me, but you should spend some time and energy on stuff that you want and that you're dedicated to. And he also says that if everybody is special to you, then nobody is special. So if you have someone special, you should probably let them know. And Deku's like, huh? Where is this coming from? He's kind of confused, like, kind of Bakugo of all people is saying something like this. And then he sinks into the seat again. Because as you saw when I showed you his face, he was able to get out of the cushion, but then he sinks right back into it. And then Kirishima was like, "Why do you get seats like that? Like those seats are kind of annoying." So eventually they make it to the restaurant they're going to, and at the restaurant, it's all of Class 1A. And Class 1A is there to celebrate Todoroki because he just became the number two hero. Number two, really impressive. He became the number two hero in all of Japan. So they're celebrating, they got drinks, they got food. Kaminari is like introducing Todoroki when he walks in, and he also said that they needed an excuse to have drinks together. Todoroki does feel a little sad at first because he's thinking, "Oh, y'all just partying just as an excuse because I got my accomplishment." But obviously they're like, "No, no, no, we are happy for you. Obviously, obviously they're happy for him becoming number two hero. But this is just a good coincidence. They can just use it to party and see each other because they're all pro heroes. They're all doing a bunch of different stuff around the world, and actually, yeah, I guess kind of around the world, not really around the world, but they're doing so much stuff in so many different places. They don't have a lot of time to meet up and hang out like they used to back in high school. So this is like a good opportunity to just chill out and have fun. So then we see everybody talking, and we see that what's his name? Cyril, he's 36. Kaminari's 44. Mineta is 100. Mineta, he's 108. Jeez, man. That is crazy. Um, Ingenium or Ida, he's number 13. Some of the other students, the numbers don't pop up. I kind of remember it because I read the manga chapter for this episode when it came out because it came out like this came out like a few months after My Hero ended. I kind of forgot, but we see a few other heroes. Momo, I think she's 19. Soji, he's number 9, and they all have the designs that they had at the end of My Hero. Anyway, while they're talking, we get to see all the adult designs. I love Mina's and Jiro's design because Mina has really long, beautiful hair now. I mean, she had beautiful hair before, but it's like long and flowing. We see Jiro. She has like her hairs are cut a little different, and her voice sounds the same. Everybody has the same voice actors, obviously. They all sound the same from when they were teenagers. Some of them do put a bit more bass in their voice, or they put not an accent, but you can tell they sound a tiny bit different. You can tell they sound a tiny bit different. Like Zeros, he does sound a tiny bit different whenever C talks, but they all seem nice. I'm wondering what happened to Zero's ear. Could we kill it? Cause that ear is covered up, and we only see one earphone jack. So I don't know what's going on. Now I know obviously during the war her ear got blown off. Now in the manga, it looked like her whole ear got blown off, but in the anime, it was sort of just her lobe and a little bit more of that. So she had most of her ear still there. It was just like the tiny bit. And here they keep covering it up. We only see one earphone jack, and I've always been kind of confused and wondering, wonder what's going on with that. Anyway, after that, everybody's talking about doing hero work, and Momo specifically mentions that on the charts, it's a bit different now. Because back in the day, during All Might Endeavor's era, the charts for hero work, I mean, well, the charts to become number one, number two, number three, it was for how many missions you completed, the enemies you beat, your fans, how much they like you, a bunch of, some simple stuff. But now it's all of that plus how much environmental work you do, how much stuff you do for the community. Like there's a bunch more factors into the charts now than it used to be back in the day. So it's a bit harder to go up and down and stuff like that. So numbers don't really matter as much as they used to. I mean, they still matter, but not as much as they used to. And then Tokoyami starts to talk about some of the heroes, and we get to see some of the pro heroes that we all know and love from back in the day. We see Best Genius, we see Miracle, we see Wasp, and Ryoko, she went down to like number 40, I think it is, which is wild because he used to be top 10. How does he go down to number 40? Like, what? And everybody has new designs. Yeah, she's number 40, the Dragon Hero. Yo, I'm telling you, that Wasp machine gets me so mad. I'm not even lying. Because when they first showed off the new charts, the Wasp machine was higher than the Dragon Lady. I'm like, what? This is a washing machine. How is he hiding? Yo, I'm telling you, man, this when they first showed the charts, I was getting so mad. I'm like, how? How is he lower than this? This is so stupid. But anyway, that was so dumb. I do want to show Comrie Woods. Well, actually, he looks the same. But after he goes over some of the pro heroes, he also goes into obviously the newer generations, a bunch of people from their classroom and from class 1B, from other schools like Shiketsu and stuff like that, which is really cool. And here are some of the pro heroes we see here. The vibration guy, he's number 20, his girlfriend. It doesn't say what number he is. I forgot the vibration guy's name, but it doesn't say what number he is. And the other guy doesn't say either, Mr. Smith. I guess that's a name, a hero name. But yeah, we get to see some of them just, going out and about, which is really cool. Tetsu number 26, and Kirishima is, what was it, 12? Yeah, my boy up, boy. My boy's up there. I gotta pause the video really quickly because I gotta move my camera around. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. I had to fix my camera. You saw it kind of bounce when I was showing some of the Class 1B students and some of the other students. I do know that a lot of people notice this too, but the lizard girl from Class 1B, her hair is blonde now, which is, they don't really explain why, but remember when we first saw her, her hair was like dark blue, purplish, but her hair is blonde, which isn't like, it's not a bad look on her. It looks nice, but I was like, huh. And I always thought that whenever Bakugo does get a love interest, it would probably be her because she sort of acts like Bakugo, so he'll probably go with the lizard girl. I saw a lot of people put him with Cammy. They didn't really have a lot of interactions. Really, just that one or two interaction when they did those extra classes. I was thinking maybe Froppy. I know people ship Froppy with Tokoyami. They had a few moments. Not really. Bakugo had a lot of moments with Froppy either. But if I was like, if anyone, it'll probably go with the lizard girl. But this is what the lizard girl looks like. I saw it before, but I'm gonna show it just one more time because it was sort of glitching a little bit. I mean, not glitching, but I couldn't really show it. So after that happens, Tokoyami says that he wants a world, hopefully, eventually in the future, where heroes are obsolete. Because the world is going to be so protected and safe. Then he also starts to talk about how some advertising people said that he needed to be more vibrant and out there, but he's supposed to be like the dark jet hero. So how can he be like that? And they're like, "What is he drinking?" I guess he's getting a bit too drunk. And then Todoroki sits down next to Deku and Bakugo, the trio, and he's talking about how, he's not wrong though. Then he starts to go into how people said that his past. He's getting away from his past, which is good because he's number two hero now. He's more out there and outgoing than Endeavor was. And I saw people kind of mad about his design, his adult design, because of his face. I didn't expect his face to look like that either. I thought it was gonna look a lot different, but I mean, he is Endeavor's son. He's starting to look like Endeavor. Those genetics are really kicking in, boy. Those genetics are really kicking in. He's Endeavor's son. So you're gonna look at like him. But he starts to mention about how people used to bring up his past and everything that happened in his past with him, like Endeavor, Toya, his mom, his eyesight, his fireside, and he used to think that it was all fate or it was going to happen eventually. It was inevitability. But he was praying to Toya's grave one day, and he had the idea that he's going to start taking classes to make not ramen bowls, soba bowls. His favorite food, cold soba. He's gonna make that because he thinks that whenever he eats soba that he's made himself, it will taste a lot better. And he also says that he just is finding another passion for himself to open himself up to show that he's more than just a hero. He has other passions and things that he likes besides from just being a hero. He can do this, making the soba bowls and stuff. He has a really nice scene of the trio sitting together. So after that happens, I think it is Mina. Yeah, it's Mina. She like kind of screams out loud. And Deku turns around. He's like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? And it's revealed that the mushroom girl from Class 1B and that dude with the shadow quirk from Class 1B, they're together now. They're officially together as a couple. I forgot their names, but I know she's the mushroom girl, and he has that one quirk that can like go into shadows. I forget. I'm so sorry. I forgot their names, but that they're officially a couple now. And she goes, "What? I can't believe it." Hagakure is specifically the one telling Mina this. She goes, "I can't believe it. Last time I hung out with them, I didn't really get that vibe, but wow, when they showed up during the Class 1A versus Class 1B fight, I got that vibe. I'm like, oh, he kind of likes her, and she kind of likes him too. Okay, they should get together." And boom, instantly, baby. I don't know why Horikoshi didn't just go ahead and just he hinted because right after this, he hints at this. He sort of just went ahead and confirmed it. I mean, maybe a sequel series he can develop it more. But after that happens, Sero goes, I'm more interested in you two. And he points at Kaminari and Jiro. He goes, Kaminari, you went independent like Jiro, and your building is right next to hers. What's that about? And they're like, what? You're thinking way too much into this. I just bought the building next to hers because I was kind of scared to go independent, and I saw there was a building empty right next to hers. So I was like, hey, I just get hers too. I feel more at ease when I'm well. I don't feel more at ease, but he goes, he's a bit more comfortable with somebody that he knows right next to him. It's sort of like they're just like back in class when they sit right next to each other. And she goes, that's pathetic. Well, it's a nice sentiment. It's a really nice sentiment. But yeah, Horikoshi just went ahead and just confirmed. I mean, this is kind of a hint, though, isn't that? That Kamajiro, come on, that's kind of a hint right there for it. Also, we need another hint for Kira Mina. Come on, we need that confirmed already. Kira Mima, Todoroki and Momo, Kaminari and Jiro. Who else? Bakugo was somebody. I'm assuming what's her name? The lizard girl. I know people put Ida and Hagakure together a lot. I wouldn't mind that. That's a nice little pairing. Who else do we have left? That's about everybody. I guess Suyu and Tokoyami. I know a lot of people put that together too. Like if Bakugo doesn't get with the lizard girl, I guess you can say Suyu or Kami, but I'm gonna put my money on the lizard girl. I'm gonna put my money on that. Then what's her name? Kendo. Yeah, Kendo, the girl with the big hands and Texu. I think they had like a moment or two. They could get together probably. Oh, yo, Ojiro and Hagakure. I remember they used to have you can't deny this. They had like a ton of moments early in My Hero. Like they had a ton of nice like sipping moments, and then they didn't really have too many after that. I think in the team up missions they have a lot, but I didn't read that, so I need to read that one day. But yeah, they had a lot of moments, and then recently their moments don't really have a lot. And then Ayama and Hagakure was like talking a lot. They didn't really have any moments, but I was like, yo, where's Ojiro? Ayama, you gotta stop talking to Kakure. Where's Ojiro? I was getting so mad. So after that happens, Deku, he starts to think about what Bakugo said in the car. That he was like, well, I'm doing everything that I want to do in life. I'm a teacher. I'm a pro hero now. I'm doing what I love. I get to see my friends. what more can I have? Is there anything more I want? While he's thinking about this, he turns around and looks at Umaraka. Huh? He turns around, looks at Umaraka, and he's staring at her until eventually he just sees her smile, and his eyes get really big. So yeah, he's like, "Is there something more I want?" Looking right at what you want, boy. You you know what you want. You better go get it. You better go get it. Eyes get super big. You know what's funny about this moment? It's a sweet moment, him looking at her. But remember, people made fan art of this moment. Now, you're allowed to make fan art. But they try to rewrite the story to where he wasn't looking at Umaraka. He was looking at somebody else. I'm like, what? Okay, like skip fan art is one thing, but trying to rewrite and say this is like confirmed when this is a drawing, like this did not happen. I'm like, this is oh my goodness, that was funny. But yeah, he looks at her, he's like, whoa, his eyes get so big, boy. Anyway, after that, everybody gets an alarm on their phone about a car hijacking, and the people that hijacked the car and stole some money, they have quirks that could make this kind of dangerous. And so everybody gets up, get their hero costumes on, and they run outside. And Cyril goes, this is why we can't get drinks. And he kind of looks like Aizawa in this moment. Now that this happens, now I'm not gonna lie, I do say in my mind, I would say most of the time that anime is better than the manga to show certain scenes, but sometimes the manga is a lot better in some instances with like, censorship or maybe they can't do it the right way anime wise. This scene it was done a little bit better in the manga. I'm not gonna lie because we get to see this like really cool scene of Deku's suit. Like you know how Iron Man piece by piece his suit gets on his body. We see that happening with Deku jumping in the air. We don't see that in here. And then for everybody else, we don't get to see because the what happened the last episode we had a few months ago, a couple months ago, with everybody jumping in the air. That scene was supposed to happen here. So I'm like, so what are they gonna do when they animate this? They did the same thing. They did do it a little differently, but they someone did the same thing. And I'm like, this is kind of jacked up. But one thing I do love is some of the Class 1A students are helping the other Class 1A students jump in the air. So like with Kirishima, we have Todoroki making a giant ice spike going up in the sky. So Kirishima is running on that and a few other heroes. And then with Jiros, he's flying through the sky with her earphone jacks. It's a really quick scene. Like if you blink, you'll miss it. But she has her earphone jacks plugged into her boots, and her boots can use the shock waves on the soles of her feet to like boost in the air and fly. And she has like a rope that she's like dangling out for other heroes to grab onto and jump with her. That's cool. And there's like a bunch of different moments like that. I think Mo has like a goblin glider that two other people are on. Tokoyami has Dark Shadow out spread out super far for like two other heroes to be like, that's dope. like I said, some of these moments are really quick, blink and you miss it moments, but it's really cool. I like this scene a lot. Like it's so dope. Like this scene is so dope, man. It's so cool. But anyway, they all jump into the air. After that, we go over to the car, and the car is like driving away. It's going away from the cops. We see Ida catch up to the car, jump in front of the car to stop it. We see Bakugo fly over and blast a hole into it to stop the guy from using his quirk. We also see Deku. He uses his black whip on his suit to yank the to yank the steering wheel. Then we see Todoroki shoot out a bunch of ice to freeze the car in place. I did see this one funny poster where when Deku shoots out the rope in his suit to mimic the black whip, the rope is glowing green slash black like regular black whip, and someone made a post saying, "So you want your ropes to glow?" Yes. Oh, Deku wasn't the one to, give the details of the suit, but that is funny. Like this regular rope is glowing like Black Whip. Obviously, it's supposed to represent Black Whip, and it's glowing like that, so we should know that. Obviously, it's visual things for us, but it is kind of funny that they could have just had regular rope that's not glowing. Oh, that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that post and I was cracking up a little bit. I was cracking up really much. I was cracking up a lot when I saw that. Anyway, after that, the villains see all of Class 1A standing there waiting for them to come out. And it's kind of funny too, because this is like 20 plus people on one carjacking. Now, obviously, this is like, they were just, they were down the street, so they all came to help out, but that's still funny. Like 20 plus people came out for carjacking. That is so funny to me. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, after that, they arrested two guys. This one guy was like crying and pleading that he didn't know. Please don't arrest me. I'm like, what? He was not getting mind control or anything. Get out of here. Bakugo says, I was the first one on the scene. Deku goes, nah, I think it was Ida. He goes, it's not a race. So then everybody goes their separate ways. It's time to go home. It is getting kind of late. So Todoroki says that he paid for the tab. Mina was kind of mad that he did that because, well, this was like his special day. We were all going to split the bill together. So Momo gave him his money back because Momo got enough money to do that. So Bakugo tells Deku that he hopes that he has a way back home. He has to get up really early because Best Genius is coming back. He goes, yeah, I do. And so Kirishima, Mina, and Kaminari are all getting into the car with Bakugo, and they're like dancing. Well, they're not dancing, but they're like, yeah, basically they're dancing. And no, they're chanting. That's the word. They're chanting, brand new car, brand new car. Just confirmed them already. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Bakugo, he waves bye, telling Deku, I'll see you later. Deku says that, hey, you should come back to UA one day because Aizawa wants to do another class on bad communication skills. And Bakugo gets mad, like, wait a second. Am I supposed to be the bad example? And Deku starts cracking up. I like how they're joking around a lot more now. I mean, they were starting to joke around and talk normally after the whole Deku versus Bakugo fight and everything they went through. But it's just like a lot more now. It's a lot more. So I like how they're joking around. And when Bakugo's waving goodbye, you get to see his arm that got demolished by Shigaraki. And yeah, I mean it's healed now. He did all the physical therapy, but man, it looks rough with all the scars he has up there. I mean, he looks like Deku's. Deku's arm looks the exact same. It looks the exact same. But look at that. It looks rough, boy. But it looks like Deku's arm. He been through a lot, so it makes sense. You see Kirishima and Mina in the background, brand new car. They just chant things. So stupid. So Deku starts to walk away. And when he's walking away, he starts to think about what Bakugo said. That is everybody special to him, that nobody is. And then Deku starts to also think about what does he want more. Then we go over to Omuraka. She says bye to Suyu. She's starting to walk home. And while she's walking away, she starts to think about the party. She goes, me and him kind of sat far away from each other. So we weren't able to talk that much. And then we get to see a scene to where Umuraka, she was like looking at Deku while he was talking to Bakugo and them. And I'm like, oh, I don't. Like, was this in the manga? Now, Deku looking at Umuraka was in the manga, and his eyes get really big looking at her. This scene of her looking back at him, I'm pretty sure it was, but it's been a while. It's been so long since I've read the chapter. It's been like the only time I read that chapter was the day it came out because I was like so excited because My Hero ended for a few months at this point, and then I hear this new chapter's coming out with them as adults killing each other. I was like, what? Man, I was so excited. I put on everything. I was so happy to read that. But yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. But he's looking. I mean, she's thinking about Deku, and she goes, I want to talk to Deku a little bit more. Then she says, after high school, um, we both knew what our goals were. We both accepted that. And then she starts to think about when Deku said that C was his hero. She said we respected each other. We went our separate ways. We both went to do our life goals when we're doing it. We smile. We talk to each other. But and then she thinks about what she told Toga that she fell in love with izukumidoriya. But she wants more. She wants. I'm sorry, but she wants more. Is that a bad thing to want more with Deku? And while she's thinking about this, Deku runs into the street that she's not in the middle of the street, but she's like, walking on the street. And so Deku, when she's thinking about this, that she wants more with Deku, Deku runs in, he goes, Oh, Maraka, I'm so glad you're still here. And her eyes get big, boy. Like, this is her just turning around naturally because she doesn't know Deku's there. She goes, is it wrong for me to want more? And then when Deku shows up, like, hey, Maraka, you still here? Her eyes get big, boy. She's like, huh? Deku? Like, ah, boy, she gets so happy when she sees Deku. I mean, hey, that's your boy, that's your man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting so happy with this boy, with this part of the episode. I was so happy reading the manga. I'm so happy it's animated now. Like, oh my goodness, I've been waiting so long. I thought they were going to animate this part I thought they were going to animate this whole episode with the final episodes. I thought it was going to be like one big long episode. No, that wasn't the case. Would have been nice though, but no. But I mean, this is still good too. And what's funny is I knew what was going to happen, but when I was watching this episode like 20 minutes ago, just to refresh it in my mind and see what else they were going to change about the episode, I was still smiling ear to ear whenever this happened. I knew it was happening, but I was still smiling ear to ear. Anyway, Deku, he runs over. He goes, "Hey, Umaraka, I'm glad you're still here." Umaraka's eyes get so big seeing Deku. I mean, yeah, seeing Deku. And then she hears Toga. She goes, "Hey, Ochako." And then Deku runs over and he says that, hey, I respect all my classmates and I think that they're all special. I laugh with them. I really do like them all. But for some reason, today, I want to talk to you a lot more. And then her eyes get really big when she said her eyes, his eyes. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I'm stuttering. Jeez, I'm getting nervous. I'm not the one, conversing. But yeah, oh, this is so sweet. Oh my goodness, I love this that one scene. But he goes, "I want to talk to you a lot more." And when he says this, we go back into that dream that Umaraka was having with Toga. And when we do that, it's a really cool transition because we zoom in on her eye and we see a bunch of feathers pop up. But Toga says that, "Hey, Muraka, I want you to know that I truly did love you. But because I love you, I want you to love too. And so it's okay." And then she pushes Umaraka towards Deku, and it actually happens in real life. Like we see Umaraka stumble towards Deku in reality, and she bumps into him, and Deku obviously gets really nervous when this happened. But here's a really cool scene I was talking about, to where when we go inside the dream sequence of Toga talking to Umaraka, it zooms in on her eye, and we see a bunch of feathers pop up. That was pretty cool. I like that. That was a really cool sequence. But yeah, we see that, and then we also see, I mean, then when Umaraka starts to think about, huh, I started to have these dreams about Toga about a month ago. And about a month ago is when I started to see Deku a lot more. And it shows the scene at the end of the last episode that we got a couple months ago when, all the Class 1A came out when Deku got his Iron Might suit for the first time, or Iron Deku suit for the first time. And I was like, oh, what? Oh, my goodness. That is sweet. She started to think about Deku a lot more when she started to see him a lot more back then. Oh my goodness, oh boy. Sorry, 40. I'm sorry. I didn't know this was gonna last so long. It said 40 minutes. This is a regular 20 minute episode. I'm sorry about this. I'm just so ready to get to this episode. But yeah, she's saying I started to think about, I have these dreams about Toga when I started to see Deku a lot more. And this is when they bumped into each other. And so Deku says, "Is that okay? For me to be with you and talk to you a lot more than everyone else?" And Omaraka goes, "Yes, because I feel the same way." And she reaches out her hand. And obviously, Deku smiles ear to ear, and they both hold hands. And then we hear like the ending theme. Well, not the ending theme. We hear like the regular opening, and then we see a little billboard behind them with Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo, and they all jump off the screen. Oh man, this is so sweet. And then at the end, they added some extra stuff, which is really nice. We see Bakugo driving Kirishima, Kaminari, and Mina to the houses, and Kaminari, he's like spazzing out in the back seat. He's like, "A new car!" And Bakugo's like, "Calm down." We see a few other the class 1A students walking away, just talking and walking, buying some food. Like that was sweet. We got like these little extra scenes during the credits of just the other class 1A members going home and just having a good time. I do want to show Kaminari wilding out in the back seat because I'm like, yo, calm your tail down. Like you're in my car. If you don't calm down, I'm gonna tell you, boy. He was wilding out. I don't know why he was wilding out, but he was wilding out. That was so funny. But that's My Hero Academia. More. Oh man, I'm so happy. Oh yeah, they also announced that because after this chapter, a few months later, they came out with a one shot chapter of, it was only like 5 pages, but they're gonna animate that, which is kind of surprising. Now they do say it's gonna be a short, so I guess it's not gonna be that long. I was assuming they're gonna add a lot more stuff, but they do say it's short. So hey, we have more My Hero even after this. I'm so happy, boy. I'm so happy that we got even more My Hero. But this is like the last episode. It was like, well, actually, no. In the short, in the one shot, it was still these characters, but it was only like 5 pages. I wonder if it's gonna be like a regular episode length like this. But since they did say short, I guess it's only gonna be like 10, 15 minutes or something. But you're still gonna have to add a lot more stuff than it was in there because it was only 5 pages. So I don't know what they're gonna do. But hey, we got more. We got more. We sorry, well, we got more, but hey, we got more stuff to look forward to. I'm so happy. Everybody keeps saying they're gonna confirm a movie 5. I hope so. That would be so dope if they ever confirm movie 5. I need another movie and I need a sequel series. Oh my goodness. A sequel series would go so dummy. Everybody in the future, Muraka and Deku dating. We get to see more of couples confirmed. Maybe like a new League of Villains group pops up, League of Villains sympathizers, somebody that read the book that Spinner made. Man, I'm so happy. Izaku finally confirmed. I've been waiting for this. I mean, it's been confirmed, but boy, let's get it, baby. Finally, finally. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, but yeah, that's the episode. I'm gonna end it on Deku and Umaraka. I have to. I have to. I have to. I gotta end it on them, man. This is so good. But yeah, that's the episode for you guys today. So like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I thank you all out there be one human being, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Oh yeah, and if you guys are wondering, because all My Hero episode reviews that I ever did for all the seasons, well, season 5 through 8, and all my chapter reviews, I always saw I always sit down right here and I talk and you see my face. But my original plan when I made this YouTube channel was to not show my face at all on my body. But I didn't know how to make videos without showing my body or face. So I just started to show my face and body. But for the past few weeks, well, actually for the past few months, it was like nagging at me in my head that I was showing myself. But I'm like, yo, I've been showing myself for the past couple years, so I can't stop doing it. But for the next month, well, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks, so until it's been a month, I was just gonna stop showing myself to see how the videos work out. The videos still look pretty good with me not showing myself, but still, I don't know. I might go back to showing myself, I might not. But for the time being, I'm not showing myself on screen just for the time being. And that's why I'm not sitting here. So if you're a long time viewer of my Hero stuff, you're like, hey, how come Captain E's not sitting down right here talking like I usually do? That's why. Because I'm just not showing myself right now. But here's the scene, and we're done. It's Zaku, baby. I'm so happy. Oh man, I'm so happy. Bye.